Hey, what's going on, Phasmophobia fans? I'm the Bearded Baron, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how you can stop sucking so badly at smudging the ghost, or at least get a whole lot better, a whole lot more knowledgeable about the individual tiers, what is the perks and the disadvantages of each one of the smudge sticks, as well as a couple of tips and tricks that I've learned in over 3,600 hours of Phasmophobia. So if you like this video, please give it a like, share it with a friend. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Please! Please! Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so we're going to keep it on professional mode. First and foremost, throughout all of our matches, we're going to go up from Tier 1, Tier 2, into Tier 3 here. We're also going to keep it on Tanglewood as well. Now, just for the sake of making sure that we don't waste our time grabbing cursed objects that we don't really want to, I'm going to change this around to the presets of professional, and we're just going to make sure that our cursed object is always something that we can just grab and just rip it. We're going to grab the music box. I feel like that's going to be the best. All right, let's dive right on into this. Going in with our first round here, we've got Tier 1 smudge sticks. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to grab our smudges. We're going to head right on inside. We're going to grab the cursed object. We're going to rip it, and I'm going to show you guys on how to hunt it. Now, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 smudge sticks. What's the difference between them? What can you expect? Well, Tier 1 will emit smoke from the smudge stick for 5 seconds. Tier 2 is 6 seconds. Tier 3 is 7 seconds. That means that for those durations of while it is burning, that means that the ghost will suffer from blindness, as well as give you invulnerability frames. What exactly does that mean? That means that if the ghost runs through you during that time period, as long as the ghost was smudged inside of the range of the smudge stick, then it will keep it smudged and it will keep you alive, essentially. So we got our 3 smudge sticks here. I'm gonna rip it. Now, the advantage of a Tier 1 smudge stick is that the ghost remains at full speed. Now, I know that sounds counterproductive, but as you get higher and higher in the Phasmophobia ranks, and you be much more knowledgeable about it, being able to tell the ghost during a hunt is a crucial part of any kind of no evidence run. With that being said, if using Tier 2 and Tier 3 equipment, that will slow down or it will stop the ghost from being able to move, thus making it harder to identify. Now, the downside of the Tier 1 smudges is that it is the least amount of available time for you to be able to get away from the ghost or for the ghost to remain blinded, right? Like I said, it stays for 5 seconds. So we're going to yeet this real quick. Now, when smudging the ghost, it's very simple here, right? All that we are going to do is wait till the ghost gets somewhat close to us, and then you can smudge the ghost one of 2 ways. Why are you lost? There we go. So on the one way, you can smudge away from the ghost. Notice that the ghost is no longer tracking us. Or the other way that you can do it is that the ghost could be coming right at you, and you can smudge through the ghost. That is my preferred method. That is my preferred method, is to smudge through the ghost, because I like to be able to get distance on the ghost. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the match. But as you can see, it gives us roughly about 5 seconds of invulnerability. The ghost is blinded. It does not know which way that we went. And so we were able to survive the hunt. I'm going to go ahead and leave so that way we can just keep rolling right on into this. So that's Tier 1, right? Tier 1 is good, especially if you're new, trying to get more and more experience with smudging the ghost, different ways of being able to smudge the ghost. You can use them to be able to the tiers of smudging the ghost to escape the hunt, so that way the ghost sees you for a brief second, you smudge, and then you go, you hide away wherever that you can to stay alive. Those kind of things can definitely be useful. Now, my personal favorite is the Tier 2. Now, Tier 2 will smudge it for 6 seconds. And what it will do is it slowly slows down the ghost as well. And this is my personal favorite, and this is the one that I use. I don't know if you guys saw my shop, but my shop actually does not have... I'm going to turn that off. I don't even have tier 3 smudge unlocked. I don't use it. I don't use it on my regular hunts. As somebody who's prestige 20, and I will show you exactly why it is that I don't use it when we get to tier 3. So, same thing. We're going to rip it. We're going to grab the smudge sticks as well. Let it try to get to us. Right? Now, this one is a child ghost, so we can smudge it. And as you can see, we can walk right through the ghost. Absolutely no problem. Now, you can also as well just, like, back away from the ghost and smudge it that way. So there's 2 different ways of being able to do it if you wanted to. Right? My personal favorite of what we like to do is we like to smudge, and then I like to go someplace to where we break line of sight. That's my personal favorite for as far as being able to avoid the ghost if we're trying to avoid the ghost. Right? Find some place, get yourself set up, and that's my pro tip number 1 there, is that when you're smudging, you want to smudge in an area, if you can, smudge in an area to where you can immediately break line of sight afterwards, so that way the ghost is harder for it to be able to find you. Now, if you notice during that the ghost was able to slow down, right? And so if that was a ghost that was, maybe it was a Taie, maybe it was a Moroi, maybe it's a Hantu, those kind of ghosts are going to be harder for them to be able to determine because you slowed down the ghost. But at the adverse side of it, you do get a bit more protection. So now we've got tier 3 incense. So we're going to use tier 3 incense so that way you guys can see exactly what that's like. We're going to go back over here into Tanglewood, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what we got. So, we got our tier 3. Now, tier 3 provides you the most protection. It burns for 7 seconds, and it will keep the ghost basically from moving. It severely slows down the ghost. I've had some matches against some Deogens that just absolutely keeps it in place. But I will show you why that's not necessarily the best thing that a lot of people think that it is. Not saying that it's not. It's dependent upon your playstyle, right? My playstyle is looping around the ghost, trying to identify it during hunts. A lot of the times that we do these no evidence runs, it is because I need to be able to see the ghost during the hunt to be able to do my investigation. So I need to be able to see it. And the only way of doing that is by looping the ghost around an area or smudging through it, being able to see the hunt. So in that sense, we need to use it. If your whole play style is that you play on professional or below, and you can get those 3 pieces of evidence, and you don't need to see the ghost during the hunt, then you can use these tier 3s. Absolutely no worries there whatsoever. Right? So we're going to grab it. Should be coming from the little boy's bedroom. There it is. We get a clear picture here. Now, it's same thing, right? Now we can go ahead and we can smudge it. You will notice that the ghost does not move. You're completely stuck in place. And I will tell you why that I don't like this. I don't like it because of 2 reasons. One, like I said before, it stops the ghost, so I can't determine what the ghost, like how fast the ghost is moving based off of this. The other thing that I don't care for as well... Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, he might get me here. Yeah, he's definitely going to get me here. The other reason why I don't like it as well is simply because the way with the tier 3 smudge, if I smudge, we'll go back to the lobby, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. And again, this is based off of my...
I've got some jobs ready for you.
This is based off of my personal experience, but I will show you. We're going to show you with the help of 2 basketballs. So, this basketball represents the ghost. If I was to smudge the ghost with a tier 3 incense, right? So we're running, right? So we run, we smudge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm here, right? We're 7, right? And I'm here, but the ghost is still right there. The ghost never moved. So what does that mean? Well, now if I'm doing on a place where like I'm 50% move speed, then that means that I'm right here from the ghost, right? Or about right here from the ghost. But the ghost never moved. And the ghost is at 150% move speed. So now that ghost is very close to where I'm at. Now, if we do a thing like this, where we say that the ghost is moving, right? And I smudge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how much further away the ghost is from where I'm at? Because the ghost was able to move on its own trajectory. Even if it was slowed down, it still was able to move further away in the same amount of time that I was able to go. So it went in one direction, I went in the opposite direction, right? If you're stationary and a car moves away from you at 80 miles an hour, it moved 80 miles in that hour. If you are moving in the opposite direction, 80 miles an hour, then it's 160 miles between you two by the time that hour is up, right? It's math. So in this sense, it's about the amount of distance that you're able to get from the ghost during the hunt. So that's why that I don't like using the tier 3 smudges, because of those two reasons. Now, what is a couple of different tricks and tips that you can use, right? To slow the ghost down even more, if you wanted to, you could use tier 3 salt, tier 2, tier 3 salt. That will slow the ghost down even more, giving you more time to be able to use your smudges. I'm going to show you guys what happens if you use the smudge too far away. Like if we try to use a tier 2, even tier 3, we'll do tier 3 just so that way you guys can see the point. But we'll try to show you guys what it actually does if you're outside of the range when you try to first smudge it.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly.
So some of you already know about this, and that's cool. Right? But basically what happens here is that if it's outside of the smudge window, or if it's outside of the smudge radius, and the smudge radius is pretty big. I don't even know that I necessarily can pull this off on this map. We'll try. But if the ghost is too far away from you, then the smudge won't work. And that'll be very evident with the tier 3 incense, because if it does work, the ghost won't move. If it doesn't work, then the ghost will continue to move. So we're going to rip it, right? And I'm going to smudge here. Now you notice that when the ghost got into the range of where I'm at, where the smudge is at, where it's active, it stopped moving. Right? Same thing. Right? If we move all the way back here, you can clearly see the range on the ghost. This is actually a Diogen, so that's kind of funny. But you can actually see the range of the smudge sticks, of how effective that it needs to be. So the ghost needs to be within that area of where the ghost slowed down in order for it to be effective. It does seem, however, if you light it early and the ghost does travel into that area, it will still be affected by it. So if there was still 3 seconds on the burn timer, then you still get those 3 seconds. If there was 1 second left on there, then you still get the 1 second from it. So that is definitely useful as well to consider during a match, right? But again, that's more so my personal feeling on it is that you should be smudging through the ghost. You should be trying to identify it, especially if you're trying to push yourself into doing no evidence runs. What other kind of... I will show you another little quirk, another little tidbit tip here that you can use in weird situations, admittedly. Right? But you never know when you might or might not need to use these kind of things. So this is just an added-on bonus onto it. So I'm going to grab a lighter, and we're going to grab our smudges as well. Or I'm going to grab a lantern. Now, this can be done with any kind of candles, right? It can be done with any kind of candles. It can be done with any kind of campfire, with candles that the ghost lights during the hunt. Any of those kind of things can all be used. So, ooh, the bone. So we're going to go back over in here. We're going to turn these on. Right? I'm going to light up the lighter. We're going to grab our music box, and I'm going to show you guys. So there is a thing where if there is a light source, like a candle, a lantern, a campfire, a candle, I think that the ghost is even lit, If it is active, like ours is here, let's say that we didn't have, let's say I accidentally fat fingered and I dropped my lighter, right? Rather than trying to find the lighter, especially if it's in a dark map, if you have, well, that's just rude. Do you hear? Hold on, let's see where it is real quick. Let's say that you've got a lighter here. You can throw down the smudge onto the lighter or onto the light source itself to stop the ghost from hunting. Right? Against this phantom that we have here. This is a phantom. It's very hard for it to blink, but so just like that, you can see that even without me using the incense the traditional way, if you have a lantern that is set up, maybe you're trying to get one of those sound sensors or sound recorder things these days, so a lot more people are bringing out more candles, more lanterns, you can get it that way. So these are just kind of extra tips for you to be able to get.
Welcome back.
Trying to think of anything else that I could possibly share with you guys here. For as far as tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. Now, tier 1, I will say this, right? When it talks to the effective ranges, tier 1 is only effective for 3 meters, tier 2 is effective for 4 meters, tier 5 is effective for 5 meters, right? So if you're using tier 1 smudge sticks, know that the range for the effective smudge is going to be smaller than the range of the of tier 3. Right. And additionally, most ghosts, when you smudge them, it will prevent a hunt for 90 seconds. That's most ghosts. Spirits are 180 seconds, and demons are 60 seconds. Lastly, just a little bit of trivia for you, Phasmophobia trivia. The smudge stick back in the day used to be called what? Does anybody know? Let me know down in the comment section below if you know. I'm going to reveal the answer here so you don't have to wait for very long. But the smudge stick used to be called the White Sage in Phasmophobia back in 2020 when the game first released. So just a little bit of trivia there to round off the video. So hopefully this will help you guys to be able to go in, tackle these ghost hunts, being able to loop the ghost, being able to smudge the ghost. If there's another kind of video that you guys would like for me to make as well, please let me know down in the comment section. And if you made it this far into the video and you have not yet subscribed, please do. Definitely helps out the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys are loved and valued, and I'll see you guys in the next one.